Mike King Biz. Mike King Biz here, host of On the Mic with Mike Richmond's premier business radio program. We're heard as part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 daily from 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3 p.m., as well as International Business Growth Radio. That is Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's where you find us. That's where the game changers come and talk. On the Mic with Mike King Biz Radio is the premier business radio program in Central Virginia.
On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike. He's like a guru. No, he's a businessman with a great radio show. And he supports the nonprofit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On Mike, the Premier Business Radio Program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, ESPN Richmond, The Choice, International Business Growth Radio, as well as CW Richmond TV. You follow me on the socials at On the Mic with Mike RVA, Mike King Biz as well. We'd like to thank you for joining us. What we do is we showcase RVA in a different way, talking to the game changers out there, entrepreneurs, people out there making a difference. Sir, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
All righty, so real quickly, it's a business show. So tell folks who you are and what you do.
My name is Jeremy Moore, and I'm the owner of the Clean Steam Pros. And what we do is we provide mobile detailing and steam cleaning to the local residents and businesses of the area.
All righty, so when I met you, we were online, and then when you
Yeah.
came into the studio, I looked at you because I asked you, had you always been the entrepreneur guy?
Yeah, I have.
And you say you always were. And I'm looking at you going, I see you. I'm like, have you ever seen me before? You had another life before the steam cleaning.
Absolutely.
Yes, you did. All right,
Yeah.
so let's go back to that. And
So
then
yeah, all right,
what you
before
had
that,
before.
I was a personal trainer. Had my own gym in Scotts Addition.
And what was the name of it?
It was called Strike Fitness X.
Right, for the second.
Yeah.
And you were in the basement.
Yes.
And you was down with the whole Spartan thing. Like it didn't seem to be one of them pretty.
No, it wasn't
No,
pretty.
this was like getting down to business.
It wasn't pretty at all. It was all business. We mainly did like body weight and boxing training down there. So yeah, it was a lot of classes. People really enjoyed it. Every once in a while, I get a few people that hit me up and be like, you still training and whatnot. I really did enjoy when you were training and everything and all that. So, but I let them know, not so much these days.
When you were a kid, you always had an entrepreneur eye?
No, I wouldn't say I had an entrepreneur eye, but I always wanted to do my own thing.
You were that kid?
Yeah, it was just something that I always just wanted to do my own thing, do things my way. Then early adulthood, just doing all the things that I got into. I always tried to find my own little way to do it because I never really liked just doing things the same way as other people. Even with my first business as a trainer, by choosing to focus on like body weight, doing suspension training. At the time, it was fairly new, so that's why I focused on doing that. Had boxing classes, so I could differentiate myself from everybody else. But yeah, I think the entrepreneur bug really hit me probably a little bit in high school, selling CDs for lunch money, mix little mixtapes and things like that. And then really because I worked at a steel mill for 7 years, and it was there around like 2012 or so. I was just trying to like this. I just saw the ceiling there, even people who were there were making good money and everything. They spent so much time there, but yet, the lifestyle didn't, necessarily match up. I'm not trying to spend 60 hours in a place, every week, just, all I'm doing is making money. So while I was there, I ended up getting certified as a trainer, started training on the side, and then eventually went out on my own.
So when does a side hustle get to be the thing? So you're doing the regular gig.
Yeah.
And you're side hustling on the side.
Yeah.
Now the side hustle thing started to get good.
Yeah,
it was getting good.
It's getting good.
What did it take all of a sudden? You're like, oh, okay. When you got to that point, like, okay, you know what? The side hustle becomes the thing.
It happened, I could tell you it was 2014. I think, yeah, the end of 2014 is when I started playing like, okay, I want to do this training thing full time now. So I just started, planning my move, but fast forward a little bit, I ended up getting fired the next April for safety violation, as they say.
And so that was the thing that did it?
That was the thing.
That was the
Yeah.
thing that did it.
That was the thing. And once I went through that, and then like a week, 2 weeks later, because I just took a week off, just kind of just got myself together. But I started putting in application the week after that, and like within 2 weeks, I had another job somewhere. I had a job in the studio where you met me. I
Okay,
started working for a guy out there, and even during the interview, I told him, I said, I want you to be the last person I work for. My goal is to do this for myself. So, I'm willing to, whatever work it takes, I want to know how the business run, I can do
because
this.
back then when we had to talk, we were talking about how the business was running then.
Yeah,
Because it was always not so much the weight side,
yeah. That's the easy part.
it was the business side of it.
Absolutely.
Talk to our listeners and viewers about that side of it. Like, what you know. I don't
Mhm.
care if it's the mechanicking, it's the cooking, it's the business side that gets people a lot of time.
Absolutely. And that's where I kind of really just learning like what it really took. Like, you can have all the, nicest things and whatnot, but if you can't really connect with the people and figure out what it is, what are you providing to people outside of the service? Like, of course, I was providing training, but what I really provided, even in a lot of things I learned later on, was like, a lot of people, they came, like, they took this as just time for themselves. Like, or even just provided, helping them, just live, better lives and everything. Because at first, I thought it was all about just the weight loss, trying to be strong and everything. When, in all honesty, like after my first three or 4 months, the people that came in, all of them turned out they just wanted to figure out how to do this for a long period, for a long time.
Okay,
And everything.
so you're there personal training people, but you're making a connection. As you're winding down the personal training business, all of a sudden you realize the business that you're in right now was based and started from the connections there. It was all about relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I got to this point now. Unfortunately, like I said, I tried to grow too fast with the personal training business, and then had to shut that down. That was 2018. That was about the summer of 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And so after that, spent like I said, a little while just doing some detailing, because I did that, like I told you, started doing that in 2005, working for a dealership until like 2007, and then I went to the steel mill. But so I just started doing that, just like I said, making ends meet, make some money. And that's when I reconnected with one of my old clients, and she said she'll share my information in mom's group. And once I saw the response from the mom group, boom, it was like these, I just saw a group of people that not only everybody needs detailing, but it's got to figure out like who's really going to like appreciate. And of course, you got car people and everything, but they don't really necessarily appreciate like the moms do, because they have to deal with kids, and anybody that's a parent out there will know what a kid does to a backseat of a car.
Yeah, no.
To the interior of a car.
I didn't learn with my grandkids. I mean, like, yo, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like, where did that thing come
They
from?
get very, very active, and then like a lot of these new SUVs, they have all kinds of little hidden compartments and stuff like that. So just started doing that. Even with that, I just started doing interior only. I could wash the outside of the car, but from when I started, I knew I wanted to stick with the whole steam cleaning thing. And since I couldn't do the outside with steam, I just focused on interior, because in my mind, you can go anywhere and get the exterior of your car done, but only a handful of people outside of, detailers will clean the inside of a car properly.
And so, okay, so you started on the interior, and that was a success.
Yeah.
When did you start realizing that maybe like I could add this thing to it, I could add that thing?
Oh, it was just a matter of time before I could upgrade equipment. Like from day one, I knew where I wanted to be as far as like the business. I knew where I wanted to go, and that's what the personal training business taught me. Find the end goal first, figure out where you want to grow the business out, what you want it to look like, and then just work backwards from there. So I knew like the type of equipment I wanted to have, the vans and everything, the general setup. I had that idea. I just now had to get out there, just build my name up, start getting money together, and eventually I started doing basic. I went to like Harbor Freight. I got one of their cheap steam cleaners in the shop vac, and I just started out of the trunk of my wife. She's my wife now, but I started out of the trunk of her car. That was November of 2018.
And when you started out, when did you know you had something? So you went to Harbor Freight, you got that.
Yeah.
You had to explain to her, like, yo, baby, I ain't gonna try, riding your car all over the world. I'm out here making money. When did you know, okay, this is a business thing?
I would say towards the beginning of, I would say like the February the next year, honestly, it was like 2 months in, I had actually, one by one started getting traction with the people in that moms group. And every time, just amazed them, just they enjoy the results and they kept referring people and referring people going back into the group, posting new things. Actually a client that I had Saturday, she was from that same group. So I'm still to this, still getting a steady feed of clients from that one group. But I would say it was, I can't think, but it was sometime that January to February. It was I had a conversation with one of the clients after we had got done and everything. And just the way she just appreciated it. And she said she actually gave me the idea because we do memberships. Now she actually gave me that idea. She was like, is there any way that I can prepay? And so I don't want to have to worry about, I had to find you, had to set up the time. She was like, is there any type of way that I can make this easy? And from that moment on, and then after her, I talked, pitched the idea out to like 2 or 3 more people, and everybody said the same thing, like, yeah, if you can make this easy and simple, because all other detailers, is they kind of, I don't want to take away, but it's kind of the way it's taught. Like they want to charge for every little thing. If you want to get your car clean, or this much for a shampoo, and like the options get very confusing and stuff like that. So, and that's kind of like, and then those same conversations to just make it simple, and we'll be there. And this person has been with me since then, and still constantly refers clients to me.
One of Mike Jeremy is here with us. How can people find out information about you?
The best way will be cleansteampros.com. Also check us out on YouTube. That's so people can see exactly what it is that they're getting. You can find us to search Clean Steam Pros there, and those are the places. Of course, we're on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, those are the best way to find out information about us.
One of Mike Jeremy is here with us.
Fighting is On the Mic with Mike, Richmond's premier business radio platform.
Judge you how you judge, you say we going corporate. We just corner boys with the corner office. We like to cap table what Smith is. Not that cap table, boy, we live this.
Knowing how business can make the community better. No one does it better than Fighting Biz. On the Mic with Mike. Check it out.
Here we go. The cash register at the end. That's what did it. Changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. Make sure you go ahead and check out my man Jeremy. Okay, so you got the membership program.
Mm-hmm.
When you did that, how long did that catch on to be like, yeah, this is a pretty good idea? Well, you knew kind of right away.
I kind of knew right away. Like I said, because it was all part of like the long-term plan. When I just started doing my initial research and on like just pricing and different programs that people had and stuff like that. And it was another company that had something similar. Can't remember the name of it. It was just, I can't remember exactly the name of it. But they had something similar to where, they would just explain like that's, of course, sell packages. But, from there, I want to make that a little bit different because everybody has like, get this many for this price. So with the membership program, I had like, what else can I do while I'm there? Because, it takes us 2 hours to do a car on average. So that's when we started incorporating things like a multi-point inspection, check fluids, all those things, tire pressures and everything. And then that eventually evolved into a few clients. We started arranging like their state inspection.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we arrange those. We actually perform, do drop-offs there. Even with their normal routine at dealerships, we help them take care of that. So that kind of brought in the inspection assistance program that we now offer with memberships. And then we also just offer this concierge service. So anything car related, we always tell them, just call us and we'll do the hard part.
And they'll figure it out.
Yeah, so they need
You
like
get to us and we'll handle it from there.
Yeah, so like if they need a set of tires and something like that, all right. So we already kind of know what their car is used for and everything. So we'll go out, price them, call different companies. We have a few that we, normally work with, which also helps, to have those relationships with the other, businesses and whatnot. So that, I don't necessarily ask for like they never want discounts. One thing that I figured out is I always just prefer treatment. So I always tell them like, if you can get me in a little bit sooner or things like that, that's what all I really need, and like I said, everything just kept building from there.
On the Mike Jeremy, how can people find you out there?
Out there, like I said, the website, cleansteampros.com is the best way. And YouTube under the same name. Those would be the best ways to find us. And also you can find us on Instagram at Clean Steam Pros.
On the Mike to bring you the best and the brightest, my man here. That's something right there. I didn't know all of those other things. So you're saying car related, just call me, just get
Yeah.
to me, and then we'll help you, because people are busy.
Absolutely, very, especially working moms, and those are the people that we mainly serve.
All right, on the Mike, we'll talk to you soon, my man. Check him out.
Please
All right,
do.
Take care.